In the soil of Denmark, pieces of earthenware vessels, shaped by unknown forefathers scores of generations back, can still be found. These vessels were the forerunners of the Jutland pots. There was a time when these were made all over Denmark, but now the manufacture has nearly died out. When the pots have been shaped and dried, they are smoked in a closed oven. Thus they become black in the burning. Today, clay is turned in all ceramic workshops. The Danish china dates from the end of the 18th century. The Danish ceramic workers of our time are mainly interested in pottery and earthenware. Axel Salto is one of the most able and versatile of them. On the island of Bornholm is a small town called Gudhjem. Here lives the painter Paul Holm and his wife, Lisbeth Munch-Petersen. Her sister, Gertrud Versegård, also has her pottery workshop in Gudhjem. Glaze work has been very highly developed by Natalia Krebs, who has a ceramic workshop near Copenhagen. She is both a chemical engineer and an artist. The earthenware she burns is formed by Eva Ster-Nielsen. She herself creates the glazes which have made her work known far and wide. The old Danish pew is improved by one of the most considerable Danish furniture designers of our time, Cora Klint. Cora Klint has collected some of his former pupils and colleagues at the Museum of Applied Art. He is showing them a selection of furniture of his design and saying, "The new thing about this construction is that the circular arches of the side pieces, which are perpendicular, continue to the end pieces, which are horizontal. This little model clearly illustrates the course of the curve. First a circle, I bend it, and the curve comes into being." Cora Klint has also designed a drinking table from an English prototype. It is to stand in front of the fireplace. It has screens which reduce the direct heat, containers for cooling wine, and a net in which to warm nuts. He has also made furniture which can be combined and varied in different ways. The pleated lampshades are also Klint's work. Architects and manufacturers are always interested in the demands of the one on the work of the other, and the Danish furniture has gone so far is due, amongst other things, to the fact that the two parties have found each other in a close cooperation. Ola Vanscha is one of those who design furniture for mass production. Furniture should be so made that you get the urge to feel the wood, says Finn Yule. The treatment should give the surface that warm and living character which causes one's fingers to tingle. Streamlined furniture is a trick of fashion. A piece of furniture is not an aeroplane, but an article of daily use for people indoors. There is no doubt that consideration must be given to the use to which furniture is to be put, says Edward Kint Larsen, whose work is executed by Bertelsen. But what we think is even more important is that one should not seek models from the furniture of former periods. My wife and I attempt to let our furniture express the times in which we live. Børge Mogensen is working on a series of furniture for the cooperative societies. It is made rationally by mass production, and special preparation is devoted to it. The best Danish furniture is traced, but Peter Moose's is an exception. Moose never draws a line, but works on intuition, like a sculptor modeling. He maintains that there should never be any superfluous thickness, only what is required for the object to fulfill its purpose. Most other cabinet makers allow the tenons to meet at an angle of 45 degrees. Moose carries the tenons straight through. Wooden toys have made Kai Boyesen known in many lands. Wood, however, is not the only material he works in. He began as a silversmith and still makes fine utility articles in silver. Kai Boyesen is a pupil of Georg Jensen, who created an epoch, the Danish silver, at the turn of the century, and has given his name to a big undertaking. Erik Herlew likes to collaborate very closely with the craftsmen. He says that the finished article must not cause one to think of the drawing, and therefore the drawing and the plastic model are continually altered and adapted whilst the object is in work. Ole Hagen is known, amongst other things, for a set of spoons and forks he has designed. He also attaches weight to cooperation with the craftsman, whether it be a powder box to be engraved or some detail about a steel punch. He says that one should not be able to see that a thing has been spat out by a machine. Edvard and Tova Kint Larsen, man and wife, do not only make furniture, but work also in precious metals.